All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, that Meerkat and Periscope. Good morning, welcome you guys. Let me know what city you're coming from. Let me know what city you're coming from. I need to know how far we're reaching on these live streams, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know where you're coming from. All right, all right. We've been talking about the money game, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Columbus, South Carolina. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, thank you. If this is your new time, your first time, you're new, put new in the feed, N-E-W, new in the feed. If this is your first time, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and share it with your friends. Share it right now. Hit the parrot dude in the corner. Restream it over there at Mir. All right. You should be formulating friends on social media through social media. All right. Welcome, second timer. You should be using social media to find like-minded people. All right. That's what that's about. And like-minded people around different areas of interest you have. And you do that by inviting them to an event, a live stream or something that has a specific topic of interest. And if they show up, then you know that you can include them in that circle. If they don't show up, then, they might not be interested. All right. That may not be definite, but that's how you can determine, who to call when it comes to leisurely and recreation and fun, and who to call when it's time to talk about money. All right. Talk about money, like the conversation we're going to have today, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and restream it over there in Meerkat, restream it at Meerkat. All right. Restream it there at Meerkat, and also share with your friends at Periscope. Go ahead and hit the hearts. Let's go ahead and hit the hearts where and pad and get ready to write some notes. Okay. All right. So before we do the housekeeping, all right, here's what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. Go to here, DarrellMuhammad.net. That's where we're going to connect, right? That's where we're going to connect. DarrellMuhammad.net is where we're going to connect. As we fine tune, as we crystallize the message, as we, really put our message out there very strongly, we're looking for individuals like ourselves. Hey, Don, looking for individuals like ourselves. If you resonate, it's like a TV channel, right? This is media, right? This is media. You like the station, you stay on it. You don't like the station, you turn the knob, right? But if you like what you see, that programming, that television show, you come back and you watch it month. Hey, Don, how you doing, brother? You watch it month after month after month after month, right? Or week after week, right? So same thing here. If you like the content of this message, then come back, but go to DarrellMuhammad.net, subscribe, and that's where we're going to stay connected, because we want to have a lot of private stuff, all right? Stuff just for the subscribers, all right? Now, here's how you can reach me on Periscope and Twitter at DarrellMuhammad, just like you see there, at DarrellMuhammad, DarrellMuhammad, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the money game. We're doing a series. We're just going to do as many of these as we can until the Spirit tells us to do something else. And we're talking about the 4 parts to your economy. 4 parts to your economy. All right. Now, here's a book that I just finished reading. All right. That you can get on my website. Is Second Chance by Robert Kiyosaki. The same guy that wrote this book right here. This is his latest book, ladies and gentlemen. If you're out there being an entrepreneur, you're out there trying to build wealth and all that kind of good stuff, you have to read this book. Not reading this book will only, it will only, it's like a pirate. You have one eye covered and one eye open at best. So go to my website, DarrellMuhammad.net, hit more book list. You can see it there and you can order it right there off the site. Okay. All right. So here we're talking about, thank you, Sister Candace. Go ahead and invite right now, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to get into the content of this message, and we're going to get started and open up for questions at the end. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. Now, I'm just sharing with you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm just sharing with you guys what I've learned and am still learning. There's always more that you don't know than what you do know. So none of us should be arrogant in the little knowledge that we have. All right. So You have to look at it like this. You have to look at it that you have your own economy, ladies and gentlemen. You have your own economy. Economy. See, we're aware of the economy. Inflation's high. Hey, how you doing, Brother Turk? Inflation's high and gas prices going. Oh, Lord, I didn't know milk cost this much. But you have your own economy. You and I have our own economy. We have to look at it like that. Charity starts at home, then spreads abroad, the scripture says, right? So charity starts at home. Look at your economy before you be concerned about other economies, outside economies. You and I have an economy that we need to pay attention to. And there's 4 parts to your and my economy that we have to first be aware of. Then we have to take responsibility, right? And then we have to make a decision and make a commitment. Somebody put that in the live feed right now, right? I don't know what I just said, but right? We have to know we have our own economy, right? We have to be aware of it. We have to get knowledge. We have to be committed, and then we have to make a decision and then be committed. We have to make a decision that I have an economy. I'm aware that I have my own economy. I'm going to focus on my economy. Okay. And I'm going to make a commitment to my economy, and I'm going to decide and make a commitment to control and master my economy. Right? That's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, because these times are hard and getting harder. Hard and getting harder. All right. You have to look out for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. This message is a message of empowerment, because that's what I'm about. Right? It's not about making money. Have our own economy because a commitment to take control and master. Thanks, Sister Candace. We have to take control, ladies and gentlemen. We have to take responsibility. Grown people take responsibility. Full grown people take full responsibility of their economy. Right? That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. And that's what this message that I'm bringing you on the money game, and everything I'm about is about self-sovereignty. It's about being sovereign. Right? Being sovereign, ladies and gentlemen, being as independent as you can, right? Being as independent as we can. So I'm not caught up in the front end of things. Make money, make money, make money, make money, stocks, bonds, real estate, stock, bonds, real estate. That's fine. But just know that's just the beginning. Too often we think that the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. That's the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. That's where it starts. We haven't done anything because we're doing real estate. We haven't done anything because we're buying gold and silver. We haven't done anything because we're in the stock market. We have a portfolio. Okay, all right. That's the beginning. Now the work begins, right? Now is going to determine that we're in the money game now, how you play the game, how you play your hands when you're dealt some cards. Right? That's what we're talking about. We're just laying down the foundation, because it's up to you and me to take the information, all right, these little seedlings, and go out and get the information we need around these areas and become very, very competent and aware in these areas. All right. So 4 parts. Here they go. I'm going to give them to you in order. 4 parts to your economy, my economy, our economy, that we have to make sure we get. And this is not about education, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just here for education, I appreciate you for being here. It starts with education. Once again, we think the beginning is the end. It starts with education, but that's just where it starts. If you stop where you start, you never make progress, right? You never win a race if you stop at the starting line. Right? And that's what we do. We gather all this information, ladies and gentlemen, do nothing with it. That's why I want you to connect with me at DarrellMuhammad.net so we can connect and do some things. Do something. There's a weeding out taking place. You see, there's a paradigm shift taking place. We saw on Friday with the brothers and sisters across this country, and particularly in Chicago, right? There's a social economic shift that's going on in the black community. Right. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be, part of the forerunners, if you will. I want to lead some troops in that race. I want to be a part of that movement, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just give you a little insight on how I think. As I shared with my mother many, many years ago when I joined the nation, I said, Mom, I wasn't here for Dr. King. I wasn't here for Malcolm X. But I'm here now, and I'd be doggone if I let this opportunity that I have now pass me by because you're scared. Right? I don't know what you did during the 60s. I don't even know if you participated, and that's irrelevant. But I'm not going to let this opportunity pass me by. And if God has given me the knowledge of real estate and investing, an inside look that most people will never see, they'll just look from the window. But I've been on the inside looking out. Then that's what I need to share with you. And that's what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you go and watch Inside Job, you'll see the stacks are the deck is stacked against us unless we understand, not just from a bird's eye view, but from an eagle's bird's eye view of what's going on. We're doomed at best. Let me just give you a little insight of how these people think. The creme of the creme, I guess you would call them, the top 10% and definitely the top 1%. The reason why they're accumulating wealth so much, and set aside all the character flaws and all that stuff, all the demonic reasons. But the reason why they do it that you and I can embrace, right? The reason why they do it is because they want to make sure when the dollar collapses, right? And this whole economy collapse. You know what collapse means? It doesn't mean drop. It means fall down to the ground, collapse. They want to make sure that them and their family and their friends, closest friends, that's why you hear that term, closest friends, are buffed. There's a buffer. Not that they won't get hurt, but that they'll survive. When you're in a building that collapse, right, your only goal and aspiration and prayer is that you survive the collapse. You might survive with one arm missing. You might survive with a leg missing. You might survive handicapped, but at least you survived. So they're positioning themselves and hoarding all this money and robbing governments. Why? Because they know once this thing collapses, they want to have enough buffer in their minds, right, to protect them and be survivors. Because here, very quickly before we get into this, because I think this is very, very important, brothers and sisters, that you have to understand, right? You have to understand. If there's a war, if I'm in a war or in a battle between myself and one other person, right? Myself and one other person. If at the end of the fight, I'm the sole survivor, then you don't have to ask who won the fight. Right? You don't have to ask who won the fight. So that's what it's all about. It's all about them trying to survive. So at the end, and when all the dust settles, you don't have to ask who reigns supreme. All right. So we have to get this basic knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, and we have to push forward and stop making up these excuses, ladies and gentlemen. These excuses. Hey, look, now I'm human too. So I'm talking to myself. Right. What I do on these live streams, I'm really talking to myself. But I just invited you to join me to listen in. All right. So I'm really talking to myself. I just invited you to join in. If you like what you're hearing over there in Meerkat, go ahead and restream it right now. Restream it right now. And you do the same over there at Periscope. All right. Periscope. Let me just, I'm going to share a secret with you at the end of this. So make sure you hang out. Make sure you stand by. Appreciate you. Glad you like that. Okay. 4 steps. Number 1, the 4 parts to your economy. 4 parts to your economy. 4 parts to your economy, your personal economy, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you write this down. Somebody put it in the feed. Number 1 is income. Number 1 is income. Number 1 is income. We have to wrap our minds around income. We have to understand income. We have to understand it, meaning that we have to rationalize it intellectually, right? Till we can understand income. We can't be like a hungry dog just out here, just hungry for something to eat. We can't have that mentality about money, right? We have to be hungry, but know what not to eat and what to eat and what we're looking for, right? What we're looking for. What kind of income are we looking for? There's 3 types of income, and I'll hit them real quick. Somebody please put it in the live feed. Number 1 is income. The number 1 part and the most important part to your economy is income. Income. 3 parts of income. There's passive income, there's residual income, and then there's linear income. Linear income. All right. Linear income. Thank you, Sister Candace. Who else wants to participate and put some notes in there? All right. And you can do the same thing at Meerkat. Thank you, brother. Sure appreciate you. Understand now, the 3 is passive, residual, linear. Let me start with linear. Linear is what most of us make. Linear income is when you trade time for money. A surgeon who makes $250,000 a year operating on people has linear income. Linear income. He or she are trading time for money. The top attorneys in the world, top defense attorneys, those access attorneys and medical attorneys you see on TV, they're trading time for money. Time for money. That's linear. Linear, like this. Linear income. Time for money. Now, the other 2 is what the wealthy people generate. Passive or residual income. Passive or residual income. Thank you very much, brother. Passive or residual income. Now, they're both kind of the same. You can use them interchangeably. I use them because in some investment arenas, thank you, some investment arenas, they'll use residual. Some investment arenas or income opportunities, or they'll call, hey, purple, nurple. All right. They'll use passive residual. Now, let me just help you clarify. Passive means that you're generating income with little or no work, very little work. You do something one time and you get paid over and over and over again. That's the root definition of both. But residual, you're more kind of active, right? You're more kind of active in your residual income, right? You're more kind of active in your residual income, okay? Passive, I mean, you do just a very minimal. You're minimally involved. You're investing minimal time into generating that income. All right. So that's to help you kind of clarify. They're used interchangeably, but passive is more passive than residual. All right. Thank you so very much for those notes. All right. So that's number 1. So understand what it is. Don't be hungry just for money. Don't be hungry just for money. All right. Be clear, all right? Passive, residual, linear. Now, let me help us out. Unless we were born fortunate, they say with a silver spoon, that just means having an advantage over most people. Unless we are given some lump sums of money from our parents, we're left some money from our parents. And even if that, most of us will work. Most of us will trade time for money. Now, here's the formula for that. Take some of your trade time for money and invest that in something that's going to generate passive or residual income. Got it? Take your linear income, trade time for money income, and invest it in a business that would generate passive or residual income. All right. My 2 choices are real estate and network marketing. All right. Real estate number 1. All right. So number 2, here's number 2. The second part of your economy, brothers and sisters, that you have to make sure that you sit down today and you crystallize and you put on a sheet of paper. All right. You put on a sheet of paper because you have to see it. Right. Your mind learns in pictures. So here it is. Number 1, income. Number 2, expenses. And this is how you should have a box like this. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So number 2, expenses. 2 types of expenses. Somebody write this down. Somebody put that over there in Meerkat. 2 types of expenses, brothers and sisters. 2. You ready? There's your living expenses. Your living expenses. Those are expenses that are necessary for you and I to survive. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Sister Niambi. All right. 2 types of expenses. 1 is living expenses or necessary expenses. You have to have these to survive. What are those? Food, shelter, and clothing and everything associated with it. Right? Food, shelter, and clothing, everything associated. Those are living expenses. So you need to break down your expenses in those 2 categories, right? And then the second part of expenses, type of expenses, is what? Lifestyle expenses. Lifestyle expenses. These are non-necessary items. It adds to your living expenses. Lifestyle. Cell phone. You don't need that. People with don't have cell phones. right? There's people that don't have cell phones, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need that. You don't need cable. Don't need internet. All right? All right? You don't need internet, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need that. Those are lifestyles. See, so we have to be really real and true with ourselves. We have to be 100. I'm not going to ever tell anybody. That's why I don't subscribe to some of what Dave Ramsey says. See, all right, just some of it. Still worthy to listen to and worthy to take notes. But just cut the cable. All right, here's the thing. We're creatures, right? We're creatures. We like creature comforts. So it's untrue for me to lie to myself and tell me I'm going to cut out I'm going to cut out cable. I'm going to cut out the internet, and I'm going to cut out going out to eat, and I'm going to cut out, recreation and having fun. I'm just going to cut out all of that stuff. Well, I can tell you this, very few people can do it, and the rest of us will fail. So why not be 100 with yourself? Why not be real with yourself and say, you know what? Income. Income is number one, because you increase your income, then you can have these creature comforts, right? That will motivate you and inspire you to continue to move forward. Only a very, very, very few of us can strip down to zero and be motivated. It's hard to be motivated, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, over food, shelter, and clothing. And here in America, that should be so easy to do. Shouldn't have to work 3 and 4 jobs just for food, shelter, and clothing. All right. So that's expensive. That's expensive. Number 2 in this order. Number 3, we're going to open up for questions in 3 minutes. So make sure you're ready. All right. Hey, Slavic, in 3 minutes. So make sure you're ready. Number 3 is debt. Debt. This is killing us. This is killing us. Brothers and sisters, if everything in God's creation, everything on earth has a natural enemy, then we have enemies to these areas, right? We have enemies to these areas. And we need to know what they are and what our enemies are so we can combat against our enemy. Okay, so debt. Thank you very much. Number 3 is debt. Number 3 is debt. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, and I agree with him. Once again, don't agree with Dave Ramsey. I agree with him, and that says there's good debt and there's bad debt. All consumer debt is bad. Credit card debt is bad. You'll read in this book that after 2008, when the market crashed and so many middle class were hurt, they started living off of their credit card. That's consumer debt. You're going to pay anywhere from 16 to 18% on up. On up. Right? On up. Right? So consumer debt is bad. Consumer debt you got to get rid of. If you understood where credit cards came from, credit cards were originally designed for rich people, so they won't have to carry cash and they won't have to carry checkbooks. It was very convenient just to have this one little card with $20, $30, $40, $50,000 credit line. It was more convenient. But then they saw how that system worked. They saw how things were going, and they expanded, as they always do, to those of us who are less financially literate, and they took advantage of us. All right. So debt, consumer debt, get rid of it. Why? Look at and see how much you're paying for your credit cards. All right. Look and see how much you pay. All right. So that's a big deal. All right. So good debt, there's bad debt, which is consumer debt. Good debt is debt that you invest in to make you money. See, by you buying books, right? That's good debt. If you got to put on your credit card, that's good. And you know how you know it's good? Because IRS gives you a tax credit for education. Because they want you to educate yourself. You know what you call that, ladies and gentlemen? You call that a hint. Anything that the government rewards you for, they want you to do. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why would the government want me to educate myself? Because then you'll figure out what you need to do so you won't be dependent on the government, which will make it easier and better for them. Make it easier, better for them, ladies and gentlemen. So education, right? You got a credit card, then you should use it towards your education. All right? You should use it for your education. All right? That's what hey, Victoria, good to see you. Go ahead and share. You guys share because we're wrapping up. We're going to open up for questions here in a minute. So good debt, bad debt. Now, bad debt. Interest kills, right? They say crack kills, interest kills. Interest kills your money. Interest kills your money. Interest kills you. It kills your financial quest. Interest does. Any amount of interest. Right? And let me just share you what I learned real quick as a stockbroker. Real quick. Only got about a minute or so. Real quick. And we're wrapping up. We're doing pretty good. All right. One more section. Interest kills. There you go. I learned as a stockbroker, for every interest you save, that's like putting money back in your pocket. See, there's many ways to put money in your pocket other than the linear way of trading time for money. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you have to get, that's right, usury. That's right, sister. You have to get in this space of financial literacy. Who cares you make $250,000 a year? Who cares? Who cares you have a Mercedes on credit? Who cares you have a house on credit? Who cares you bought those clothes with your credit card? Who cares? Who cares, Who cares? Like I heard one of my mentors said, Holton Buggs, in the industry of direct sales network marketing, he was the #1 income earner in the world of network marketing at one time. Now he's still in the top 5, right? Probably still #1. But here's the point he made. He said, when he started making money, it dawned on him and he realized that he was financing his lifestyle. He was financing his lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what I'm saying. He was financing his lifestyle. He didn't own his lifestyle. It was on finance. He was financing his lifestyle. So I don't know about you. I don't want to finance my lifestyle. I want to own my lifestyle. So when you see me balling and rolling and whipping around the corner, just know that the objective is to own my lifestyle. Own it. Own it, ladies and gentlemen. See, that's how you do it, man. That's how you become financial free. That's how you control your own economy. Right? Like the old folks used to say back in segregation, baby, it might not be much, but it's mine. Right? They had little shacks, but nobody can take it away from them because they own that little shack. But we got big shacks, right? And as soon as we miss work for a week or a month, 2 months definitely, and we lost our big shack. All right. So interest kills, ladies and gentlemen. Every percentage point interest you save, you reduce, that's money in your pocket. Right? That's money you didn't have to go out and earn, but because you use your intelligence, because you understood a debt. Now the flip of the coin, right? The flip of the coin, the other side of debt is credit. Right? Is credit, ladies and gentlemen. You got to get your credit score right. You got to get it right. Do it legally, right? Do it legally. Don't do it yourself. Go pay somebody or do it yourself. Whatever. The objective is get it done quick. We have to move fast, ladies and gentlemen. This social economic change is happening very, very quick in the black community. And we have to get ahead of it, because if not, our enemy will get ahead of it and be waiting for us there when we get there. Right? They'll start opening up black businesses in the black community, right? With the black owner owning 5%, 10%, 30%. They own 70%. That's because you and I need to go ahead and step up, stop playing small, and stop fantasizing and romanticizing education. Take this information I gave you tonight, go to my website and buy these books. That's just the beginning. You haven't done anything by buying no book. The hard part is taking this information, outlining it in a tablet, and sit down and put it to work. If you have a significant other, you have a spouse, brothers and sisters, you need to sit down with your significant other, your spouse, and sit down and say, baby, this is what it is. And just ask them straight up, you on board or you're not on board? Now, I can't tell you what to do after that, depending on their answer. But see, it's that time now, right? It's time you get the children together and say, honey, children, this is what is going on. This is what mom and daddy doing. And I need your help. I need your help. This is what I need for you to do. But would you know? I don't know what to do. That's why you got to read. That's why you have to get on these kind of live stream that's going to tell you more than get money, get money, get money. All right, this is how you blow up your business. This is how you blow up. What's your social responsibility once you blow up your business? All right, you automate and how to make money online. Okay, but what about those in our community that don't have that wherewithal? What about them? We just leave them to the wolves, right? There's a social economic shift going on, ladies and gentlemen, in the black community. You just got to determine Be intelligent. Don't see what side. Don't see what side you're going to be on. Determine what side you're going to be on. All right. So good credit. Credit. Let me tell you something that I learned in real estate. If you got good credit, ladies and gentlemen, then you can go into a bank and say, I need $5,000. And they'll loan you $5,000 on a signature loan. Because your credit is good. You pay your bills. You got money in their bank. And on that note, brothers and sisters, we have a push to put money in black banks. So start doing that now. I'm going to do it. There's Unity Bank here in Houston. Find the closest black bank and put $100 in it. Stop making excuses. You can't buy bread with excuses. You never build wealth with excuses. The most you'll do is come on these streams, buy you 1 or 2 books, and think you doing something. As I said before, here in America, you can climb to the highest mountain in America, in the world, or in America, scream from the loudest microphone you have. Unless you put your money where your mouth is, can't nobody hear you. Not in America. Not based on what runs America. You gotta put your money where your mouth is, and then put your feet where your mouth is. Right? That's what this is all about. This live stream is all about. That's why you need to go to DarrellMuhammad.net and connect, because we're going to do some things together, brothers and sisters, that we can't publicize, right? Because do know that our enemy is watching. Always watching. Always watching, okay? So good credit, good credit. Get your credit up as high as there is. 800, then get it up to 800. I'm working on mine. Get it up. Get it up. All right. Now, number 4, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we'll open up for questions. We're 2 minutes over. Is taxes, 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 taxes. Now, I am going to cover some of these more in detail, but taxes is the number one enemy. Right? Interest kills, but your number one enemy is taxes. Let me tell you, the wealthiest know the game of taxes. The wealthy are wealthy. They take pride, in paying the least amount of taxes. It has been said that Warren Buffett paid less in percentage of taxes, percentage, not dollar amount, percentage of taxes than his secretary. Legally, ladies and gentlemen. So stop, brothers, sisters, stop bootlegging, right? If you're in the cash business, stop it, because they're going to come after you. Here's a question that I asked people, and I realized. I said, when they can't get the mafia on any other thing, when they can't find any other law that can stick, that will prosecute them, that would stick, because they don't want to go to court and lose, but that can stick, ladies and gentlemen. What is the one law that they can always use to get the mafia that can stick? Some of you Scarface fans, some of you Godfather fans, the number one thing that they can always use when they can't use anything else that would stick, they always use taxes, tax evasion, right? So be very, very careful with this tax thing. That's why you want to do it legally. So taxes, tax bracket, you need to know what tax bracket you're in. You need to have a tax strategy in reducing taxes. That means you have to get with an experienced tax preparer. You need to start right now asking around. Go ask somebody at the bank. Who's a good tax preparer that you know that deals with small business, filings for small businesses, and network marketing, and 1099 income? Who do you know? You have to ask the right person. You don't ask Snooky and Pookie and all them people. Come on, brothers and sisters, stop that. Set yourself up for failure. I tried. Well, you tried ignorantly. Go to folks that's supposed to have the money, then you can't be guilty for making a bad decision. Well, I went to the bank. Heck, I didn't know who else to go to. Right? I Googled small business tax preparers. Right? So that's what you do. Tax preparers. So taxes, bracket, strategy, reducing income, reducing your tax liability, ladies and gentlemen, and you can do it on your W-2. You can do it on your W-2. All right? And then tax preparer. Get you experienced tax preparer that deals with small business, home-based business deductions. All right. Just a regular tax person. They'll be too scared. They'll be too timid. They have no experience. They're afraid they're going to make a mistake because their name's at the bottom of the tax return and they don't want to get in trouble. You need somebody that does it all the time, been doing it for the last 5, 10, 15 years and ain't afraid. Right? Not afraid. That's what you need. And you don't want to do it yourself. If you're doing it yourself, then you're playing the game to lose, right? You're not playing trying to win. You're playing not trying not to lose. All right. So those are the 4 parts to your economy, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to make sure you get on today. You stay on it and you don't get off of it. That's income, expenses, debt, and credit together. Debt and credit, because they go hand in hand. They're one side of the same coin. And then your taxes. So with that being said, let's open up real quick for questions. 1 minute for questions. Any questions over there, Meerkat, go ahead and put them on the screen. Any questions there at Periscope, go ahead and put them there right now. I want to thank everybody for sharing this live stream. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you go to DarrellMuhammad.net, DarrellMuhammad.net, and you get on the list because we're going to be doing some private stuff. All right, and we're going to be doing some private things just for our subscribers. All right. While I'm doing this, any questions? Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions? All right. This is what it looks like. Those are the 4 areas, and those are the area that you want to go. Income, expenses, right? Then you go to your debt and credit. All right, and then you go to your taxes. You can deal with all this simultaneously. It doesn't take long to do this, all right? But this is a good diagram for you to, somebody can snapshot that there on Periscope who knows how to do that, and that'll go out on Twitter, okay? All right, any questions? No questions? All right, we only went 7 minutes over today, so that's good. We went way over yesterday because we had a message that we wanted to share with you. Brothers and sisters, invite your friends. What kind of friends do you have where, 1, you're not inviting them, and 2, they may not be interested if you do invite them during these last 30 some odd days of the year, right? Don't sit down and list your friends, say, oh, they won't be interested. Don't do that. Let them decide. Doesn't make them bad people. Thank you very much. Doesn't make them bad people. It just might be timing. Timing, right? Just might be timing. But now's the time for you to start going through your friends lists, going through your friends, your family, your friends on Periscope, your friends on Twitter, your friends on Facebook, and start sending that certain kind of message out about financial empowerment, about social responsibility. See who likes, see who comments, tag their names in it so you know they're going to get it personally, and then you make a list. Get you some pad and paper, brothers and sisters. Pad and paper is still the best form in my opinion. All right, is the best way to track stuff on paper. Write them down, because this thing is getting real, real serious, right? It's a game, but it's a serious game. You see how just watch Donald Trump. Don't get into the emotionalism, because I'll quote Donald Trump and I'll follow his example as far as real estate. But you have to watch him. He's very shrewd. He understands the money game. It's a game, ladies and gentlemen, but look how serious he's playing it. Look how serious he's playing that money game with the black preachers. You know, everybody know they playing them. Only folks that don't know they're getting played are the people that's getting played. And that's why they're getting played, because they don't know. But look how serious it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look how serious it is. I'm watching and following Jamal Bryant. He the one broke the news about this meeting last week. Then he came back 2 days later and said Bernie Sanders folks reached out to him saying, you know, he wants to meet with him and some black preachers, not to get their endorsement. See, they start speaking the language that you speak, not to get their endorsement, just to hear, you know, what they're saying, what they feel. Now, if that's not good enough, he said that Hillary Clinton people reached out to him and asked him to get 25 of the Black Lives Matter preachers, get them together, and she wants to meet with them. Oh, brother and sister, if you can't see a game is being played. But what role are you going to play in it? What role am I going to play in it? And I'm going to come on here and tell you what role that business and entrepreneurs play. That's why the last nut to crack, brothers and sisters, in our liberation is this economic piece, not making money piece. Magic Johnson make money. Oprah make money. Jay-Z make money. P. Diddy make money. We talking about economics. That's what we're talking about. Go clear the word. See, we all on this front end of making money, but ain't enough of us black people on this back end of economics Who controlling the economics in your community? When we going to do that? We're going to make all this money, live high on the hog, as the old folks used to say, as entrepreneurs, black people that figure this money game out. To do what? To let our economy, our black economy, somebody else come and rob it? That's what I'm about, brother. So I'm just going to let the cat out the bag, because if you're with it, then go to my website and you subscribe, because this is the kind of stuff we're going to talk about doing. Donald Trump playing the game, and you need to watch it, because that means now Hillary got a jockey for position. Right? It's going to see who can sustain when the wolves come knocking at your door. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So you watch closely, and on a future scope, a private scope, a different scope. I even might make it a private stream. That's what I'll do. I'll make it a private invitation only, a private live stream. How about that live stream? A private webinar. How about that? Who would like to have a private webinar with me so we can discuss really what this thing is really about, this entrepreneurship. We want to go into business. I want to be my own boss. Really? Do you really know what that means? This is what it means, and I'll leave you like this. Business is warfare. All right, brothers and sisters, as always, thanks to Candace, as always, I'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, your community needs your very best. All right. See you tomorrow. Another day, another live stream. The money game. The money game. You better learn how to play it, ladies and gentlemen. You better learn how to play it quick. All right. Until tomorrow. Take care. God bless. All right, Meerkatters. Hope you guys liked that. Hope you liked it. All right. Hope you like it. Go to DarrellMuhammad.net. Subscribe. And we'll see you.